It is Week 11, and we join you from AT&T Stadium. Today, the Ravens and the Cowboys. Today's action is being broadcast in Spanish where available using the SAP button on your television. The kickoff is next. Climate control conditions inside AT&T Stadium. Moments away from the opening kick. Let's bring in the third member of our crew. Downstairs to Evan Washburn.
The line when Tony Romo stepped to the podium on Tuesday to address his new reality with the Dallas Cowboys, his emotion was raw and obvious, and it wasn't lost on his head coach, Jason Garrett. So they had a meeting on Wednesday. Garrett wanted to gauge the mentality of Romo going into his first week as the backup quarterback, and more than anything, his message was advice based off of his career as a backup in the NFL, telling Tony, your mindset is going to have to change, but you have to do everything to be prepared to play, because guys, we know it takes just one play.
And Evan, Tony Romo is active for a regular season game for the first time in 360 days. Baltimore won the toss. They have deferred to the second half, so Dallas will receive with Lucky Whitehead. Justin Tucker will get things started. The Cowboys are 8-1. The Ravens are 5-4, 28-7 win over Cleveland last Thursday night. The Cowboys in a slugfest win over Pittsburgh, 35-30 last week in a thriller. Big kick from Tucker, and the Cowboys will have it at the 25-yard line. Dak Prescott, he's been a rookie sensation, so poised and unflappable in his first year in the NFL.
Told us yesterday he's got to be patient against this Baltimore defense, not force the ball down the field against the zone concepts of the Ravens. He knows that by being patient, that along with their running game, the Cowboys can continue to wear down their opponents in the fourth quarter, as it seems like they've done all season long.
This is the #1 rushing team in the NFL, averaging 161 yards per game. Open up with 3 receivers.
180!
First play from scrimmage. It's Elliott. Wrapped up immediately. Going against the #1 rushing defense. Gain of a half yard. Brandon Williams there on the tackle. Starting offensive line for Dallas. You could probably put each of these guys in the Pro Bowl. That's how good they've been as a unit up front. Backs and receivers, Jason Witten climbing up the list. All-time receiving leaders in NFL history. Witten is 7 away from passing Reggie Wayne for 8th all-time, 1,064 career receptions. Ezekiel Elliott puts the helmet down, and Sharice Wright hits him down low. And it's a pickup of 2 yards for Elliott.
Yeah, very conservative couple of running plays for the Cowboys. But they don't mind the 1- and 2-yarders early in the game, because they feel that later on, when this offensive line has started to dominate, those 1- and 2-yarders turn into big plays.
It is the rookie rushing record in Cowboys history for Ezekiel Elliott passing Tony Dorsett, which was set back in 1977. Terod Powers out as the nickel now for Baltimore. Stepping up, Prescott is dumped. Ravens get to the quarterback, Albert McClellan leading the charge for Baltimore, and it's 4th down.
Now, first sack of the season for number 50, Elliott. You can see it's a blitz against Prescott. He tries to escape right up the middle, but the quickness of McClellan there, and then he gets help, and you can see the pain on the face of Dak as he hits the turf.
Chris Jones will punt it. Devin Hester waiting for it. High punt from Jones. Hester ranges over, brings it in, and immediately leveled. Vince Mailey on special teams. 47-yard punt. Mailey just activated off the practice squad, and he had a smack for Hester.
Amazing he could hang on to this ball. Mailey with a good legal shot there as he allowed Hester to make the catch.
So Baltimore opens up with a 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. 5 receivers set to start for the Ravens. Ducking out of the gun, Flacco slings it over the middle, and he hits Steve Smith. 7 yards on the pickup, brought down by Anthony Hitchens for Dallas.
Now Flacco made it clear to us yesterday he must find the rhythm to the passing game that will give his wide receivers like Steve Smith and Mike Wallace a chance to make yards after the catch. Getting to set the throw and releasing the ball quickly will be key for Flacco in this offense today.
And here's a wrinkle, Dan. Marshall Yonda is back, but currently lining up at left guard. Wallace gets the call, and he's got the angle, the speed of Wallace heading to the perimeter, and a first down for Baltimore, chased down by J.J. Wilcox on the play. It's a 13-yard rip.
Well, he's got so much speed, and this is a perfect handoff by Flacco. The timing and the block by Pitta on the outside, and the Ravens are off to a good start with two positive plays back-to-back.
So it's Yonda at left guard, Dukas starting at right guard. No Alex Lewis, out up to 6 weeks after the high ankle sprain against Cleveland. And Terrence West, and he's buried. Nothing there, no gain on the play. Crawford combining with McClain. That's Tyrone Crawford for Dallas.
And we talked about Baltimore's #1 rush defense. Well, the Cowboys are #3 in the league. They allow just 82 yards per game on the ground. So this may be some tough sledding for both teams trying to get something going on the ground today.
And Rod Marinelli, Dallas defensive coordinator, he's given this group a personality, and Sean Lee just praised the way that Marinelli has handled this unit. Toss it underneath, 4-yard pickup across midfield to Dennis Pitta, starting offense for Baltimore. So weren't sure exactly what they were going to do. A little bit of a wrinkle with Yonda, normally the right guard, a Pro Bowler there starting at left guard. Dukas steps in at right guard. Urschel not part of the starting unit. Pitta, you just saw how Baltimore will use him underneath as a safety valve. And a 3rd and 6 now for the Ravens. Cowboys come out in a dime package with Heath and Anthony Brown, the extra defensive backs. This team has struggled on 3rd down this season. Flacco fires, timing is off. Smith along the sideline in a matchup with Brandon Carr, and the Ravens will punt.
Boy, and Steve Smith had him too. He had him beat on the out route. It's a poor throw by Flacco. Looked like he hurried the throw and just dropped it into the ground. You can see a little bit of contact there, and Smith having trouble coming out of his break, but he was open for the first down.
So Sam Cook punting, averaging 46.9 yards per punt. Cole Beasley is back there. Normally it's Lucky Whitehead. Beasley waiting at the 11-yard line of Dallas. And over end, Beasley moves out of the way. Caught straddling. And it's a touchback. Kamar Aiken trying to walk the tightrope. 49-yard punt, but a net of 29. 19.5-yard swing based on that step right there. 1,008 yards on the season for Ezekiel Elliott on the ground. He passes Hall of Famer Tony Dorsett, who is on the sideline today here in Big D. Dorsett did that, remember, in 14 games, 1,007 yards back in 1977, the final year of a 14-game schedule. Elliott, fake it to him. Prescott downfield, and it's on time. Cole Beasley. First down, Dallas. A strike from Dak Prescott for 14 yards. He got hit by Zadarius Smith on the play.
Well, one of the most impressive things is ball placement by Prescott. Right out in front of Beasley, away from Mosley. And he almost is going to drop this ball. Reaches down to make the catch. And that's what the Cowboys needed on first down.
Leading receiver this season, and Beasley's being checked along the Dallas sideline after the catch. Short drop, Prescott, protection is there. Underneath, Gavin Escobar with the catch. Jeff Swain is done for the season with a torn pectoral, so more responsibility for Escobar. Starting defense, Lawrence Guy is having his best season as a pro, now in his 6th year in the NFL. Linebacker Zachary Orr, homecoming, grew up 15 minutes from here in DeSoto, Texas. And in the secondary, Sharice Wright is back. Wright, dealing with a thigh injury, had not played since October the 16th. 2nd and 3 for Dallas. And off, Elliott slashing through with a flag. Elliott picks up 4, penalty marker tossed. And we will hear from John Perry for the first time this afternoon. 9:20 mark of the opening quarter.
Offside, defense number 93, lined up in the neutral zone at the snap. They'll accept the 5-yard penalty. First down.
And it's the veteran Lawrence Guy, who's played with Green Bay, Indianapolis, San Diego. So first down for Dallas across the 45-yard line.
And it looks like Dean Pease, defensive coordinator for the Ravens, is wanting to load the box with Eric Weddle. That time he came and just missed Elliott as he hit the hole.
Extra offensive lineman for Dallas. It's Joe Looney, 2 tight ends. Play fake. Prescott sidesteps trouble, tosses high, incomplete in the area of Ezekiel Elliott, but the Ravens putting pressure on Dak Prescott here in the opening quarter.
And one of the tough things about play action passing is you turn your back to the defense, so your first read is difficult to go through your progressions here. As he goes back looking for his primary receiver, doesn't find him, and then has trouble locating his outlet receiver, and then fires it over the head of Elliott.
They are still checking on Cole Beasley. Made that catch for a first down. Beasley now in his 5th year with the Cowboys.
He's so important on third downs too. 17 of his 49 catches have been on third downs.
Out of the gun, Prescott fires it off the hand of Dez Bryant. Bryant coming off his best game of the season last week, but could not haul that one in. Let's check in with Evan Washburn. Evan?
It's good news. Cole Beasley back on the field. They're working on his left midsection. Took that big hit from Ladarius Webb. Kind of had to catch his breath more than anything, but again, back out on the field.
All right, he sets up here on third down, Evan. 3rd and 10 for Dallas. Cowboys 7 straight games with 400 or more yards of offense. Longest streak in team history. They had 422 last week in that thriller against Pittsburgh. Flags down.
Great job by Prescott drawing the Ravens off sides.
Neutral zone infraction, defense number 91, 5-yard penalty. Third down.
It is the rookie Matt Judon who got coaxed.
Hey, he had company too. So a couple of errors by this defensive line. First guy lining up in the neutral zone gives the Cowboys a first down, and now this makes for a more manageable, if you will, 3rd and 5.
Dallas leading team in the NFL in time of possession, 33 minutes and 13 seconds. That's their average time of possession per game. Baltimore very good in that category as well. 3rd. Prescott on a 3rd and 5. Pocket collapsing. Prescott knocked away. Terrence Williams, the intended receiver, Eric Weddle. Veteran savvy, 3-time Pro Bowler who's got a nose for the ball, and it's 4th down.
Now this is where the Ravens want the Cowboys, is in third down situations. Pressure right up the middle, but this is 3 passes in a row by Prescott that have been off target. He overthrew Elliott, and his last 2 balls have been behind his receivers.
His completion percentage this season, 67%. Prescott opens up 2 of 5. Chris Jones to punt it for the 2nd time. High punt. Hester couldn't locate it. It bounces in the air, and it's down just inside the 10-yard line. 39-yard punt. Maley again making his way down the field on special teams. Flacco and the Baltimore offense back on the field when we come back.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Verizon. Welcome to Verizon LTE Advanced, the next-gen network. And by Acura. Precision crafted performance.
Dallas Cowboys art collection here at AT&T Stadium, comprised of 60 works by artists from around the world. Dan, if you're interested, I could talk to Jerry for you. Maybe fly home with a piece of art.
That'd be awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
Probably work a deal for you. Flacco on a give. Kenneth Dixon shaking big move. And Dixon, the rookie, is in line to get more carries and more reps. 4-yard pickup. Hitchens with the tackle. Defensively for Dallas, Tyrone Crawford is leading the team in sacks this season. Good front for the Cowboys. Sean Lee talked about the fact that they've had a chip on their shoulders. They were seen as the weak link defensively. They wanted to shed that label. They're starting to do that. J.J. Wilcox is in for the injured Barry Church. No Morris Claiborne as well. in the secondary. Last week, the first time they gave up a 100-yard receiver was Antonio Brown. Flacco, handled by Mike Wallace. Terrific hands by Wallace. And he's got a first down for Baltimore. Hit down low by Byron Jones. 27 yards on the hookup.
Yeah, great concentration because J.J. Wilcox, number 27, is going to flash right in front of him, right there. Pops the ball up and then makes the catch. Just an outstanding effort by Wallace. Once he gets the ball, he is so dangerous with that speed.
Quick snap on the bootleg. Flacco delivers to Aiken. And he's muscled down by Sean Lee, who's a tackling machine for this Dallas squad. We talked to Mike Wallace. He said Flacco has one of the best arms in the NFL, and he throws a really catchable ball. That was a big key for him as he was trying to figure out where his next step was going to be as a pro. He felt Baltimore was a good fit based on the offense and based on Flacco.
And a good compliment to the veteran Steve Smith.
2nd and 5 here for the Ravens. Dixon again. Dixon's got a hole. Kenneth Dixon. First down run. Rumbling inside the 35. Yonda and Juszczyk. Key blocks up front for the rookie out of Louisiana Tech.
Here's Yonda, and here's Juszczyk right in the middle, and then watch the cutback by Dixon. He goes for 20 yards, and that's his longest run of the season. Nice move there to pick up an extra 10. But he is a very versatile player, according to Marty Morningweg, as dangerous as a receiver as he was on that out of the backfield carrying it.
He's got that jump cut ability. We just saw it, and West is back in there. Give it to him straight ahead. West has a lane. Spun around, and West gets the first down. Ronnie Stanley up front. Yonda again creating space. 16 yards for Terrence West.
And remember, Yonda's playing left guard, not his normal right guard. But remember the end around to Wallace that went so well? Well, look at how the Cowboys go for that fake. And he breaks the tackle of Sean Lee to pick up extra yards. Great drive so far underway for the Ravens as they reach the red zone.
16 yards for West. 1st and 10 at the 18 for Baltimore. Operating out of the gun. Hand it off. West. Terrence West breaks free for the touchdown. A statement by the Baltimore offense as they pound it down the Cowboys' throats. 18-yard run for the score.
3 straight power running plays for the Ravens. How about that block by Ducasse, and then Juszczyk gets in on the action, and it's a walk-in for Terrence West. 20 yards, 16 yards, and that 18-yarder for the score.
6 plays, 90 yards for Baltimore. John Harbaugh talked about waiting for that breakthrough offensive performance from this unit.
And that's the way you want to break through against a team like the Cowboys, being just as physical, if not more.
And you look at the numbers for Flacco. He's never thrown for 4,000 yards in the season because they've always had balance. He's on pace to throw for 4,000 based on the fact that they've had to throw quite a bit this season. And maybe things are starting to turn for the Baltimore Ravens. 4 plays of 15-plus yards on the drive, and they did it on the ground. The extra point from Tucker. 7-0 lead. Baltimore. Baltimore giving Dallas a taste of its own medicine here in the first quarter. Last week against Cleveland, they had 50 first-half rushing yards. They had 58 on that drive alone, and it leads to the rushing touchdown. Terrence West, 4th rushing touchdown of the season for him. Kenneth Dixon also played a part in that drive, and it's 7-0 Ravens leading Dallas. Justin Tucker will kick it off. Lucky Whitehead and Lance Dunbar are deep. Whitehead over his head and through the back of the end zone. Dallas will have it at the 25-yard line. On Monday, Cowboy players made their annual appearance at a pair of local Salvation Army locations, serving early Thanksgiving meals to the homeless. Veteran players served the meal at the Dallas location, while Cowboy rookies volunteered in Fort Worth. That time of year, time of giving, Thanksgiving just around the corner, and we know that Dallas, part of the Thanksgiving tradition in the NFL, the Cowboys will be home for Washington here at AT&T Stadium. Right now they're down 7-0. Handoff. Elliott bouncing it to the outside. Elliott loses his hat in the process. Physical runner, Lardarius Webb there defensively. 7-yard gain.
Here is Anthony Hitchens and here is Sean Lee. And watch the blocking of Dukas on Lee, and then the fullback Juszczyk takes care of the other linebacker. But it's a work up front by Yanda and Stanley and Zuta that gets West to that second level and allows those key blocks.
Elliott to the sideline, replaced by Alfred Morris. 3 carries, 11 yards for the rookie Ezekiel Elliott. Motion man Terrence Williams. Second and short. Morris pressing the line. They'll push the pile. They come up short of the first down. Michael Pierce involved in the stop. Let's go to New York NFL Today update. JB and Tony Gonzalez.
Cardinals on the ground.
Yeah, getting it done with David Johnson, one of the best running backs in the business. He takes this carry from 1 yard out and ties the score up. The extra point was good. 7-7, Arizona, Minnesota.
Number
Tony
73 is
for
reported.
Minnesota and Detroit on Thanksgiving Day. Back to you guys.
All right, gentlemen, thanks very much. You got Seattle and Arizona. That tie is going to be up there for the rest of the season, so whenever you do standings, that's a part of it. You enjoy that, don't you?
Get rid of the ties. Come on, guys.
Elliott back in, and Elliott's got the first down. Legs churning across the 35, and he gains 4. What has impressed you with Ezekiel Elliott? We sat down with him yesterday. There's a certain confidence there that I'm sure in his mind he was going to be a star, and he's been a winner his entire life.
And that's a big part of it. Playing at Ohio State, winning the national title here at AT&T Stadium, but his maturity is off the charts, along with all the physical talents.
7-0, Baltimore in front. Dallas driving now across the 35-yard line. 3:20 to play in the opening quarter. Prescott. He connects. Terrence Williams, good enough for a first down. 10 yards on the pass play. They'll move the chains.
25th catch of the year for Terrence Williams. You can see how much room that Tavon Young was giving him. And a good job by Prescott getting the ball out quickly and picking up a first down.
54.
Cowboys undefeated against the AFC North, looking to sweep the division. Out near midfield, jump on the right side of the Baltimore line. Prescott taking his time though. 1st and 10 with Williams in motion for Dallas. Elliott to the outside. Elliott streaks for a first down. Ezekiel Elliott. He's already topped Tony Dorsett for the Cowboys rookie record. Now he is looking for the NFL's all-time rookie record set by Eric Dickerson, 1,808 yards. Elliott, an elite running back and complete running back. Skills as a pass catcher and pass protector as well. Jason Garrett told us that Urban Meyer, Ohio State coach, told him that Elliott's the best player he's ever had when the ball isn't in his hands. Really coachable, floater. Elliott trying to break free, will not. Spun down by Tavon Young. 5'9", 177 pounds, taking on Ezekiel Elliott in the open field. It's a loss of 1 on the play.
That's a heck of a compliment from Urban Meyer. You think of all the players that he has coached in his great coaching career, to say that Elliott, it just means he's a great blocker and he's reliable.
New role for Tony Romo, backup quarterback in uniform, and watching Dak Prescott operate this first-team offense. We're down to 1:10 to play in the first quarter. From the gun, handoff. Elliott, slam down, no gain. Lardarius Webb on the spot for Baltimore. C.J. Mosley, second man there for the Ravens, brings up 3rd and long for the Cowboys.
Now that's part of the hustle and desire of this Raven defense. Elliott trying to bounce it out wide, but you can look at the purple shirts running to the sideline. Not only was Webb there, but big number 93, Lawrence Guy, making sure.
Matt Elam now back in for Baltimore. Elam, a former starter. activated off of IR a couple of weweeks ago. This is the 8th play of the drive, and it's not going to happen. Baltimore takes a timeout. 25 seconds to play in the first. The Ravens holding on to a 7-0 lead on the Cowboys.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Bud Light. Make the right call. Drink responsibly. And by Intel. Upgrade to a new PC with powerful performance.
Aerial coverage of today's game is provided by DirecTV. AT&T Stadium, 100,000 people in attendance. Jerry's World, which opened back in 2009. What a venue. 3rd and 11 for Dallas, late stages of the opening quarter. Scott making sure everybody's on the same page. Working out of the gun. Prescott rifles it downfield. Nobody home as Prescott took a major shot. Judon, rookie against rookie.
Now Judon at 6'3", 275. Watch number 91 come free. Nobody there to pick him up, and he punishes his fellow rookie.
Young guys contributing here for Baltimore on defense. Judon, Zadarius Smith.
And that's their 4th third down try. They're 1 for 4 because when they get into long yardage, that's when Dean Pease wants to turn things loose, as he did that time with Judon.
Left-footed cutter, Jones. Hester won't touch it. Dallas will inside the 10. Byron Jones downfield, 35-yard punt, well placed. They're going to spot it just across the 5-yard line. Be the first to know your team's news with the CBS Sports app. Get instant updates, expert analysis, highlights, and more. Download the CBS Sports app today. There is a flag at the 6-yard line on the far side. Late flag. John Parry sorting it out. Chris Jones did his job.
Illegal touch of the kick. Kicking team number 31. Player went out of bounds and was the first to touch the football. Baltimore has elected a 5-yard penalty. 4th down re-kick.
So Byron Jones, the guilty party.
And you can see he goes out of the screen there to right about the 30-yard line. He cannot be the first guy to touch the ball as it comes back into play. That's a big mistake there for Byron Jones.
Jones in his 2nd year out of UConn, 27 pick overall in the 2015 draft, starter on defense at safety. So Jerry Rosberg's special teams unit gets another crack at it.
And he was blocked out of bounds, but you must get back to the field to play immediately. It looked like he ran about 10 yards out of bounds before he re-entered the field of play.
Rosberg, longtime special teams coach, also the assistant head coach under John Harbaugh, and that's where Harbaugh came from, that special teams world in Philadelphia. So Baltimore would have had it at the 6, but instead they're going to have it at about the 10. 4-yard differential. Flacco and the Baltimore offense playing with a 7-0 lead, 4 seconds to go in this opening quarter. Ravens did have 396 yards of offense against the Browns, allowed just 144 to a Cleveland offense that has been struggling mightily.
A big second half for Baltimore, and a good start in this one so far. It was such an impressive drive they had last time out, featuring the power running attack behind Marshall Yanda on the left side.
You know, you look at the Ravens' resume, and you can only play who's on your schedule, but they are yet to beat a team with a winning record. They're 5-4, leading the AFC North over Pittsburgh. Won that head-to-head matchup a couple of weeks ago, and it's been a season of streaks. Started the year 3-0, then lost 4 in a row. Have won back-to-back games. And a big challenge today in Big D. Flacco airing it out. Final play of the opening quarter. Over the head of Mike Wallace, the speedster. In a matchup with Anthony Brown playing the nickel spot, rookie out of Purdue. That's the end of the first quarter. The Ravens on top of the Dallas Cowboys, 7-0. We'll come back to Arlington after these messages. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Ezekiel Elliott, the NFL's leading rusher, but it's been the combination of West and Dixon that has stole the show so far in this first half. We start the second quarter, and Baltimore's got a 7-0 lead in Dallas. Ravens facing a 2nd and 10 deep in their own territory. Handoff, Kenneth Dixon has nowhere to go. Tyrone Crawford leading the charge on the wrap-up. Loss of 2.
Yeah, what the Cowboys and Rod Marinelli are going to do here is they're going to bring extra people getting that penetration, pushing the offensive line of the Ravens back, and you can see Dixon was just swallowed up by Crawford.
It's a 3rd and 12 for the Ravens. Kittle will shift out of the backfield and set up. Chest off the line. Shotgun. Flacco fires it. Sideline route. High throw. Steve Smith trying to stay in bounds, and he does. What a grab. Wow. The 16-year veteran for 13 yards and a new set of downs to work with.
He's only 5'9". Oh, I'm not sure that right foot hit the ground and hit the heel of his left foot. But before it does that, he drags it across. Spectacular catch. Yep, there's little black pellets coming up, proving that he was in bounds. And here's a challenge flag coming out from Jason Garrett.
So they'll have to take a look at it. We just saw 2 replays of it. Smith just shook Jason Garrett's hand along the sideline. He was in that area.
Dallas has challenged the previous play, ruling of a completed catch. We'll review the play.
The call on the field was a clean catch, so they're going to have to see evidence that it was not. And this is what they'll look at during the break. We'll step aside.
This is ruled a catch on the field. John Perry just coming out of the hood here.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands as called. Dallas is charged with their first team timeout.
So a clean catch for Steve Smith. Clearly not enough evidence to overturn it. 13 yards on a play where they faced a 3rd and 12. You think Steve Smith knew it? Yeah, sure. So Smith is 1 catch away from 1,000 in his career.
That 999th one was a beauty.
Early stages, second quarter. Baltimore 7, Dallas nothing. Ravens driving. We have the 1st and 10 at their own 21. Extra offensive lineman. It's James Hurst for Baltimore. Dixon in the backfield. Running play for Dixon. Surges for 3 yards, just short of the 25-yard line for Baltimore. They come in ranked 28th in the NFL in rushing, just under 86 yards per game.
But don't you get the feeling that because of all the hype that the Dallas offensive line gets, these are prideful guys, and they're being led by Marshall Yanda today, who's been playing with a bad shoulder. But you know the attitude of these guys.
Bootleg, Flacco. Nobody there. Joe Flacco buying some time on the rollout. David Irving put a little bit of heat on Flacco. And it's now 3rd and 7 for Baltimore.
3rd and long is not where the Ravens want to be. Just 33% on the year on 3rd downs. 1 of 2 today. That crowd getting into it.
Baltimore came in with just 14 offensive touchdowns this season. 2nd lowest total in the NFL. Only Houston, Chicago, and the Rams had less. 13. Tack on 1 for Baltimore with a Terrence West rushing touchdown. Now they face a 3rd and 7. 4 receivers set. Flacco pulls the trigger. Flacco's pass is incomplete. Mike Wallace matched up with the safety Byron Jones. And the Ravens will punt.
Boy, Wallace looking for a flag, and I think he deserves one here. They may have judged this one to be uncatchable, but there's no question that the right hand is around the waist of Wallace, and it spins him just enough. It'd be nice to know from the officials that they would deem that uncatchable with a hand signal or coming on the microphone.
Sam Cook will punt it. Lucky Whitehead averaging 9.5 yards per return with a long of 39. Standing at his own 30-yard line. Cook, spiraling kick, backpedaling. Whitehead brings it in cleanly at the 16. Whitehead has room. Whitehead goes down across the 35. Terrific return, 21 yards after the 59-yard boot. Baltimore's up 7-0. Dallas has got the football when we come back. 3 possessions, 3 punts for the Cowboys. Jason Garrett, we asked him about the message to his team. He said every week it's about focus. Don't let anybody outside of the facility distract you. Turn the TVs off. Don't worry about the chatter. People are talking about this being the best team in the NFL. Don't buy into the hype. Just go about your business. 2 tight ends, Witten and Escobar. Best starting field position of the day for Dallas. Alfred Morris gets the call. And he's stacked up. Brandon Williams and Michael Pierce combining to bring him down. 2-yard gain. It's a comedy feast you'll never forget when Matt LeBlanc organizes his first Thanksgiving. All new, man with a plan right after a new Kevin Can Wait. That's tomorrow only. CBS. Dallas team is number 3 in total offense, 427 yards per game. Number 4 in scoring, 28.7. They've been shut out so far in the first half. Fake it. Prescott across his body, throws it downfield, knocked away. Bryant, the intended receiver, and Sharice Wright back there for Baltimore.
Now Terrell Suggs puts great pressure on Prescott as he comes on the bootleg. Really awkward type of throw there. One, he's lucky he's not picked off. Suggs such a wild card, isn't he? Great pass rusher, tough to block on the run. Always seems to affect the play. A sack and a forced fumble last week.
Now a 3rd and 8 for Dallas. Prescott working out of the gun. They crowd the line. Prescott packs the ball, throws it. Incomplete. Jason Witten took a shot as he tried to catch it with those hands, but Tavon Young was there.
2 big plays in a row now for Terrell Suggs. Watch him come right looping in here. And he's going to get right in the vision of the rookie quarterback and then hit him. Rare sight, though, to see Jason Witten drop a pass. He's already reached the 1,000-yard mark.
Dallas, the 2nd fewest drops in the NFL this season. Only Washington has dropped it less. Chris Jones, high punt. Hester gets under it. Fair catch called for. He's not even going to touch it. Ball rolling. That continues on the bounce to the end zone. McFadden was a little slow getting there. Looked like it was going to sit inside the 5. It didn't.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Walmart. Find gifts, groceries, and more this season. McDonald's. I'm loving it. And by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you gotta get DirecTV.
F-16s from the 301st Fighter Wing right down the road at Naval Air Station in Fort Worth. First 3 possessions for Baltimore. They have that touchdown that's on the board. Terrence West. Legs continue to move by West. He backpedals into a 5-yard gain with Byron Jones and Orlando Scandrick waiting for him defensively. And Scandrick a little bit shaken up on the play. Slow to get up for Dallas. 2nd and 5 for Baltimore. Scandrick, lower back, will make his way to the Dallas sideline. They're already thin in the secondary. On 2nd down, Juszczyk, the motion man. They fake, set it up for Juszczyk. The fullback with a flag down. Juszczyk bounces off tacklers. Juszczyk across the 35-yard line. His 21st grab of the season. Is it coming back? 12 yards. It is.
Holding. Offense number 53. 10-yard penalty replay. 2nd down.
It is Zuta, the starting center, the only member of the offensive line who has started at the same position in all 10 games for Baltimore.
And he's been playing a little nicked up too. He's got a sore ankle. But that time that nullified a fine run by Kyle Juszczyk.
Fifth all-time meeting between these two teams. Ravens are 4-0 against the Cowboys. Second and 15 for Baltimore. On the ground, Terrence West. Thrown down. Malik Collins, first man, and then they converge to the ball. Dallas limits him to a half-yard gain on the play. It's the only team in the NFL the Cowboys have never beaten. They don't play all that often. This Dallas team put up 35 points against Pittsburgh last week. They are yet to score in the first half. They're yet to mount a drive, any sustainable drive.
Yeah, normally they get off first and have their opponent play from behind.
Play clock down to 2. Flacco on a 3rd and 15. Sideline toss brought in by Juszczyk. Short of the first down. Baltimore will punt it. Needed 15, got 11.
That's pretty impressive by Juszczyk, because when he catches the ball, there's 3 Cowboys waiting for him. He's got no shot. So what do? You just lower your head and try to blast through them. And he came within 3 or 4 yards of making that first down. Great effort.
So the veteran Sam Cook has been an outstanding directional punter in his career. This one he needs a little more kick on it, with Lucky Whitehead standing at the 30-yard line for Dallas. Flag is down at the 20. This one will bounce at the 37 and heads right to the sideline, out of bounds.
You're going to get either running into the punter or roughing the punter. It's going to be holding against the Ravens. But Cook did go down after he punted that ball.
It's only a 35-yard punt.
Number 41 kicking team. The 10-yard penalty will be enforced from the dead ball spot. 1st and 10, timeout.
Anthony Levine called on the hold. Dallas will have excellent field position when we come back.
And it's been a rough first half for Dak Prescott. Sacked on the first possession. And then, since then, constant pressure and some real punishing hits. So far in the first half, Prescott just 4 of 10, 31 yards for the rookie.
We met with Dak Prescott, asked him about the draft. He said, I didn't expect to go the first day. I thought I would be taken the second day. He was not. When that didn't happen, he admittedly was ticked off. And then when Dallas took him, he realized he's going to play for the team he grew up rooting for, and it was all good.
It's all been great.
First down on a toss, Ezekiel Elliott. The patience, and a whole lot there as he stumbles across midfield, hit by C.J. Mosley, and a penalty marker on the play.
I think that patience may have cost the Cowboys a holding penalty, because they really had to hold their blocks for a long time, literally, I guess.
Illegal block in the back. Number 72 offense, 10-yard penalty replay. First down.
Travis Frederick, two-time Pro Bowler, starting center for Dallas, and a very healthy beard. Do you envy him in any way?
Yeah, I envy all guys with beards, especially big thick ones like his and Weddle's. I mean, they're just awesome.
1st and 20 after the hold. Motion man is Whitehead.
Whitehead.
No. You envy no beard.
Tim is good.
Prescott with the flag down, tosses to Whitehead, and he's out of bounds, angling over Tavon Young on the play. 6-yard gain,
Holding.
modest.
Offense number 77, 10-yard penalty replay. First down.
Oh, they're going in the wrong direction. Tyron Smith is called on the hold.
Second possession where they've had good field position after a Baltimore punt, and they haven't been able to do anything with it. And as you said, Ian, they're marching the wrong direction.
They've scored 30 or more points in 3 of their last 4 games. Baltimore, highest scoring game is 28 last week against Cleveland. Cowboys come in averaging just under 29 per game.
And 29 is the key number here, because they have 29 yards rushing and 29 yards passing in the first half.
No rhythm here for the Cowboys. Now a 1st and 30. Elliott sets up as a receiver. Prescott steps up in the pocket. He'll run. Takes it to the 40-yard line. Eric Weddle over there defensively. It's a 12-yard scramble for Dak Prescott.
Yeah, he made up his mind pretty quickly here too on first and 30. You know, you just want to see what you can get, and that's exactly what he does. You'd like to see him maybe slide here before the hit by Weddle, but he's going to wrap up the ball here, keep it pinned close to his chest, and avoid the turnover.
Prescott has had multiple touchdown passes in 4 straight games. The rookie record is 5 in a row. Dan Marino and Russell Wilson. Cowboys is looking to get on the board right now. 7-0 Baltimore. Prescott hits his man. Dez Bryant going upstairs for the catch across midfield. Defended by the veteran Sharice Wright. 12 yards on the hookup.
And finally he finds Bryant on a crossing route. Sharice Wright right on his tail here, but again, the ball placement to a receiver with good height and long arms, 6'2" by Bryant there. That's a key pass for the confidence of Dak Prescott.
So they've turned a 1st and 30 into a 3rd and 6. Manageable here for Dallas in Baltimore territory. Witten was flanking Prescott, now sets up on the line. 3rd and 6. Prescott settles in. Deep ball downfield. It's caught. Bryce Butler hauls it in. With Wright and Webb back there for Baltimore.
Perfect ball placement again for Prescott as he's starting to feel it here. Wright with illegal contact there gets away with it. But good job by Butler to locate this ball that's underthrown and a back shoulder type of pass. And then with Wright's hand between his, he's strong enough to pull away and make the catch.
41 yards on the pass play. 1st and goal for Dallas. Prescott out of the pocket. Prescott looking for the angle. Extending as he got tripped. And he's down inside the 5. Zachary Orr put the pressure on Prescott.
And Prescott's put the Cowboys on his shoulders here with the first down run and then a pass to Bryant, and then that long one to Butler, and now trying to get to the pylon. Tremendous effort there. I think he got a bad mark there. I think he got it all the way down to the 1.
They mark him down at the 3. Cowboys trying to get on the board on a 2nd and goal. Prescott guns it. Jason Witten couldn't catch it back in the end zone.
Witten's a veteran. He knows that the best dead spot in the end zone is right along the back line here. Good move there away from Webb, but that little hesitation there at the top of the route may have cost him. Prescott not anticipating Witten to choke it down like that, expecting him to keep running, and they were just off target.
3rd and goal. Operating out of the gun, Prescott. Moving pocket. Prescott throws. Caught for the touchdown. Cole Beasley sneaks in. He planted himself just across the pylon.
It was almost as if he was hiding behind the pylon.
Is a touchdown. Personal foul, defense number 57. 2nd act, roughing the passer. That penalty will be enforced on the ensuing kickoff.
C.J. Mosley called on the personal foul on the hit right at the end of the throw by Prescott. Cole Beasley, 5th touchdown reception of the season.
And a great job of keeping his feet in, but look at Mosley. That's about 2 steps and then taking Prescott all the way to the ground.
Beasley working against Gerard Powers, and again the medical staff has to do some work. This time it's for Dak Prescott after taking the shot. Beasley was being checked on earlier back in the 1st quarter. Extra point. Dan Bailey, two of the best kickers in the NFL as well, with Bailey and Tucker today for Dallas and Baltimore. We are all tied up in Big D. 7 apiece. The Cowboys and the Ravens, the NFL on CBS.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by State Farm. Talk to an agent today at 800-STATE-FARM. And by the Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
Cowboys go 6 plays, 52 yards. Remember, they had a 1st and 30. And they get the touchdown as Beasley with a crafty move working around the pylon. Prescott, they were checking his right shoulder. Mark Sanchez is the 3rd-string quarterback and inactive. Prescott has said Sanchez has been a positive influence for him. It's been like a mental coach for him. He's in his ear after every play. His temperament has been perfect because he's been through it. Played as a rookie with the Jets. They tee it up at the 50. Trying to pooch this one and force Hester to return it. But it goes into the end zone, a touchback.
This is really well designed by Scott Linehan. Here's Terrence Williams. He's going to clear out. Now, Beasley's just going to make his way here. And then the defensive back, Gerard Powers, is going to lose contact inside of him. Beasley just works his way to the corner there. And Prescott right on target. But he did land heavily on that right shoulder after the hit by C.J. Mosley.
Prescott and Sanchez along the sideline. Now the Dallas defense is on the field, and the Baltimore offense finds itself in a tie game with 5:54 to go, first half. Flacco out of the pocket. Flacco darts it to Mike Wallace for a short gain. Getting 7 yards as Wallace had the ability to move it up a couple of yards. We check in with Evan Washburn on the sidelines.
Well, Dan, you mentioned that right shoulder. He did come to the sideline, work with team doctors, massaging it out. He's just fine. It almost feels like it woke him up because after that massage went down to his offensive line, as you see this hit again from C.J. Mosley. But after sort of working out the pain, went down to shake the hands of every offensive lineman. That drive woke up this team.
2nd and 3 for Baltimore. Flacco delivers over the middle. Caught by Wallace, makes his move. Wallace has got a first down. He lost the ball at the end of the play, spilling out. And it's recovered by Baltimore. Wallace lost it, and Kamar Aiken comes away with it. 19-yard play against the Dallas D.
I think Hitchens is going to come in here late. Actually, it's the big number 92, Cedric Thornton. And that is a fumble. It heads up by Aiken to get on it.
Aiken was just standing there at the end of the play and scoops it up and goes down. In Dallas territory now at the 49. 4:37 to play, second quarter. West is devoured. It is David Irving, completely engulfed for a loss of 3.
Well, when you're 6'7", 285, it's easy to engulf a running back. That's a smack. Just as West is starting to cut back, he meets David Irving.
West stays in there now on a 2nd and long for Baltimore. Flacco is 8 of 12 for 91 yards. Looking to throw. Flacco. It's a dump off for West. West, with a head of steam, works his way to the sideline, and he's out of bounds short of a first down. 11 yards on the catch and run for the Ravens.
Really a veteran move that time by Flacco, knowing where his outlet receiver was and knowing that there was no one near Terrence West. Brings up a 3rd and short.
Flacco comes in averaging 42.2 pass attempts per game. That's 2nd in the NFL, just behind Blake Bortles of the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is a 3rd and 2 for Baltimore. Kenneth Dixon is in. 2 tight ends, Pitta and Waller. Got a timeout called by Dallas. Cowboys will have 1 remaining. We've got 3:24 to play. First half at AT&T Stadium. In honor of Veterans Day, for every point scored during the NFL's 32 Salute to Service games, the league will donate $1,000 to its military nonprofit partners, including the Pat Tillman Foundation, USO, and Wounded Warrior Project. To join the salute and learn more, visit NFL.com/salute. Special thanks to the veterans on our CBS crew, Al Boylo, Chris Carson, and Steve Murphy.
Here, here. Thank you, fellas.
3rd and 2 here for Baltimore. What have you liked about the Ravens' game plan in this first half, Dan?
Well, what they've been able to do, that scoring drive on the ground, but since then the Cowboys have kind of adjusted defensively, but this is a good drive at the end of the first half for Flacco and the Ravens.
177 total yards for Baltimore in the first half, 75 on the ground. This is a 3rd and 2 for the Ravens. Flacco, toss it. Dixon finds a running lane and turns it into a first down just short of the 35. Zuta with a block up front, 5-yard gain for Dixon.
I know you're a big fan of the jump cut. How about this jump cut by Dixon? As he didn't have a whole lot to begin with, but just kind of made his way through that defensive line to pick up the first down.
An elusive runner, Marty Morningwig, has worked him in more. Morningwig taking over as the offensive coordinator for Mark Trestman, who was let go. Out of the gun, Flacco, they handle it. Flacco, rainbow delivery, adjustment, Mike Wallace! And it's ruled incomplete. Byron Jones back there defensively.
Tremendous effort by Wallace. And that right foot out of bounds as he comes down.
He was working against Anthony Brown. Jones had to help, and that was nearly a major highlight.
Mistimed his jump, though. Looked like he jumped a little too soon and was out of control as he came down.
2:37 to play in this competitive first half in Dallas. 2nd and 10 for the Ravens in Cowboys territory. Pitta has been held to 1 catch. Handoff, Terrence West. Good effort by West to bring it to the 30-yard line. Jack Crawford with the tackle. It's a 6-yard gain for the 3rd-year running back, Terrence West. West will head out. Dixon back in. West with 7 carries, 42 yards. Dixon with 5 for 31.
Ravens are going to let this, or will they try to get a playoff? Doesn't appear so. So they'll have 2 timeouts and this 2-minute warning.
Baltimore will face a 3rd and 4 when we come back, all tied up at 7 apiece. Coming up, Verizon Halftime Report. JB, Tony, Bart, Boomer, Coach Cowler, the latest NFL scores and highlights. All coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report. Big 3rd down here for the Baltimore Ravens. 3rd and 4 with 2 minutes to go in the first half. Juszczyk flanks Flacco out of the gun. Flacco, deep drop. Pump fake, Flacco, flag down. Flacco tosses it to the sideline. It's hauled in, but it was out of bounds. Mike Wallace, penalty marker at the 35 against Baltimore. Remember, the Ravens were in field goal range. And some words exchanged.
Offense number 53, 10-yard penalty replay, 3rd down.
It's Zuta again. Smith and Carr were involved. The officials get in between them, and Zuta looking up at the big screen, the biggest screen you'll ever see, trying to see a replay.
Well, once Flacco moves out of the pocket, Zuta is going to grab. And Malik Collins here, he let him go. But it's tough on offensive linemen when a quarterback escapes the pocket. They're expecting him to stay in the pocket. Flacco trying to buy extra time.
Yeah, they were looking at a 48-yard field goal if they got no yards on the previous 3rd down. Now it's a 58-yard field goal try on this 3rd and 14. Same alignment. Flacco tosses underneath, catch made. Aiken not going to get the first down, but they get the yardage back to put Tucker in position for a field goal attempt. And Tucker has been perfect this season.
Oh, don't jinx him now.
Oh, Dan, come on. We all know that announcers have no say in that. No power whatsoever. When you played, you thought about the announcers in the booth jinxing your team?
Well, Dick Enberg was always one of my favorites, and so whatever he said, I believe.
Charlie Jones. Did Charlie Jones jinx you once? 46-yard attempt for Tucker. Tucker has made 29 in a row. From 46 yards away, Tucker drills it. Baltimore takes a 10-7 lead with 1:37 to go in the first half. Oh my, on the field goal.
I miss him.
We all do. Ravens got points on a 9-play, 47-yard drive. It took just over 4 minutes off the clock. And Tucker converts. That is now 30 in a row for Justin Tucker. The number one all-time most accurate kicker in NFL history is Dan Bailey from Dallas. Number 2, Justin Tucker.
And there was no doubt on that one either. It looked like it might start to turn a little bit, but it straightened out, and Tucker made it easily. But that big pass on third down made it a lot easier.
Tucker drills it. Whitehead won't even get a chance to return it. Dallas will get it at the 25-yard line with 1:37 to work with and 1 timeout. Coming up, Verizon Halftime Report. JB and the rest of the gang in New York. NFL scores and highlights all coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report.
Well, there's a lot of time left for the rookie quarterback. We'll see how much trust Jason Garrett has in Prescott. They have 1 timeout, though.
Dallas has been limited to 130 yards of offense in the first half. Team averaging 427 on the year. Lance Dunbar in for Dallas. Prescott will throw it to him underneath. Dunbar with a catch, stiff arm, and hit from the side at the 30 for a 5-yard gain. Lardarius Webb will get credit for the tackle for Baltimore. 2nd and 5 now for the Cowboys, down to 1:19 and counting left in this second quarter. Out of the gun, Prescott steps up. Prescott throwing on the move and hooks up with Beasley out on the perimeter. Sharice Wright with the smack. And it's a first down, out of bounds with 1:10 on the clock, 8-yard gain.
Well, obviously, the Ravens are going to give up the 8-yard gain passes, prevent the long ball, but keep your eye on Dez Bryant. He seems to rise to the occasion in these situations.
Prescott gets rid of it. Pressure coming right up the gut. Timmy Jernigan for Baltimore.
And Terrell Suggs as well. Watch 55. As he loops inside, he's going to get the legs of Prescott. Pretty good strength there by Prescott to pull away and dump that ball safely away.
Suggs goes to the Baltimore sideline now on a 2nd and 10. Just over a minute to play in this first half. Prescott hooks a pass. Downfield. The hands of Dez Bryant. He's inbounds though, and the clock is moving. Sharice Wright there defensively. Dallas hustling, trying to get Dan Bailey into field goal range. Line of scrimmage is now the 45. Long on the season is 54 for Bailey, and flags fly. It'll work against the Cowboys. So line of scrimmage was the 45.
I think John Perry was asking Jason Garrett if he wanted to accept it or not.
Well, I don't think it's his choice.
I don't think so either. The Ravens are in on the discussion.
Ball start, offense inside 1 minute. Dallas is elected to run the 10 seconds. Please reset the game clock to 30 seconds, and the clock will start on the ready for play.
Well, there's the issue. Because of the penalty under a minute, the question is whether or not Dallas will take a timeout or accept the 10-second runoff. It's the latter, so 30 seconds on the clock.
And as accurate as Bailey is, his career long is only 56 yards. And his day kicking here, you'd expect him to be in the 60s, as so many kickers are these days.
So Dallas still needs yards here on the 1st and 15. They got Prescott to Bryant. Bryant spinning away from the tackle. Bryant hit by Weddle from behind. Wright and Webb whiff, and Dez Bryant makes them pay.
Well, it was a blitz by the Ravens, and Dez Bryant is just too good to cover with a single defensive back. And then how about the effort by Bryant? You can see how quickly Prescott gets that ball off, and again, a perfect pass right to the face mask of Bryant, so he doesn't have to worry about covering up, just make the catch and make some yards.
Dallas has used its final timeout, and the line of scrimmage is now the 24 with 17 seconds to play in this first half.
Now, Bryant had been quiet throughout this first half. But these two big catches have put the Cowboys at least in field goal range for Bailey.
Prescott is now 11 of 19, 143 yards and a touchdown. Right now they're staring at a 42-yard field goal. Of course, they can take a shot or two at the end zone with 18 seconds to play. Dallas trails by 3. Prescott pump delivers to the sideline. Caught by Dunbar, and he's out of bounds. 13 seconds left in the half.
That's really a good read by Prescott, because he had Dez Bryant going deep and then Dunbar just on the outside here, and he read the coverage and took the man that was wide open. Smart play by Prescott.
"13 seconds left. Prescott. Underneath again, they give the cushion, and Jason Witten takes advantage. He's out of bounds with 8 seconds left now. Bailey waiting for his chance, and he's going to get it here. They're not going to risk it. They had one more opportunity if they wanted it with 8 seconds left.
Yeah, but you make this, you tie it up. You go into halftime feeling positive about the end of the first half drive. Ravens will get the ball to start the second half, but I believe this is a good decision by Jason Garrett.
Chip shot, 30-yard field goal. Chris Jones will hold it. It's right down the middle for Dan Bailey to tie this game at 10-10. 4 seconds remain on the clock. So Dallas moves it down the field. Time remaining. Jason Garrett didn't want to take a chance and take one shot at the end zone. Instead, he'll take the sure 3 and hit the break in a tie game.
And when you're in this situation, you've got 8 seconds, but a lot of times you have to buy time in the red zone to find a receiver getting loose in the back of the end zone. So plus you're working with a rookie quarterback that you're not quite sure how he's going to react to this situation. It's a tough situation and the right decision by Garrett to take the 3.
8 plays, 63 yards. It took just 1:33 for the Cowboys. And the numbers are lined up parallel between Baltimore and Dallas in this first half. 200 yards of offense for Baltimore, 198 for Dallas. Rushing yards in favor of the Ravens. And Prescott now with 155 yards through the air and the touchdown pass to Beasley. Bailey will kick it off. Hester standing at the goal line for Baltimore with 4 seconds left. Hester will take it out. Hester flagged down as he turns the corner and veers out of bounds. Time runs out. Penalty marker thrown at the 18-yard line.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Return team number 51, half the distance to the goal. First down.
Correa called.
Correction. With the game clock expiring, that's the end the first half.
And that'll do it for this first half in Dallas. The Cowboys and the Ravens are tied at 10. Dallas trying to keep the winning streak alive. They've won 8 in a row. Baltimore at 5-4 as we send it downstairs to Evan Washburn.
Well, Coach, what do you think separated what your offense did the last 2 drives in comparison to the first 4?
Well, it's a good defense, and we just had to keep plugging away. We have to play a physical ball game, but we also have to execute ball plays. We're able to do that. Did a really nice job on the one drive when it was 1st and 30, just chipping away at it, made a couple of big plays, responded well as the game went on.
What's the level of concern with how they've been able to bottle up Ezekiel Elliott, at least through the first 2
No
quarters?
concern. We're just going to keep playing. We have great respect for their team. We're just going to go do what we do.
Coach, thanks for the time.
All right, thanks.
All right, Evan, thanks very much. First half is in the books here at AT&T Stadium. We are tied at 10-10. The Ravens and the Cowboys will come back. The Verizon halftime report right after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Hand it off. Terrence West breaks free for the touchdown. A statement by the Baltimore offense. Out of the gun, Prescott throws. Caught for the touchdown. Cole Beasley sneaks in. Getting ready for second half action. AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. The Cowboys and the Ravens tied at 7. Let's take a look at the first half fresh start presented by Febreze. Prescott to Beasley to get Dallas on the board.
Yeah, this is a great drive because they had to overcome a 1st down and 30, and Prescott did it on the run and through the air, and a great job of Beasley finding that little spot in the end zone for the touchdown.
And you go along with Dan Fouts and Evan Washburn down on the sidelines. One of the stories from the first half, the offensive line for the Dallas Cowboys this season, they've been mowing people down. That has not been the case in the run game so far. Baltimore defense, number 1 in the NFL. They've showed it in the first half.
And number 1 against the run.
Yeah.
And Ezekiel Elliott just 26 yards in that first half. So give that first half to the Baltimore defense with their gang tackling, holding the rookie down.
Season average is 52.4 in the first half for Elliott. Told us that the offensive line makes it look easy. Similarities to what he had at Ohio State and the big seasons that he put together for Urban Meyer for the Buckeyes. Bailey to kick it off. Ravens will have the football to start this second half. Devin Hester, that one floats to the back of the end zone, and it will be a touchback as we send it down to Evan Washburn.
The Lions spoke with John Harbaugh about those last 2 drives and what the difference was in the Cowboys get points on the board. He said simply they completed some passes. He also pointed to the penalties as a concern, had some question about some of them, asked him what it's going to take to win this game, and he pointed to 2 factors: continuing to stop the run and have Prescott throw us one. Guys?
Well, Evan, Baltimore is 5-1 this season when they allow 20 points or less. They're 0-3 when they give up 20 or more. The defense did its job in the first half. The offense will get a crack at it to open up this third quarter from the 25. Play action. Flacco, deep ball. He makes the connection. Steve Smith, career catch number 1,000 for Steve Smith. He becomes the 14th player in NFL history to top that mark. What a career.
Yeah, great way to start the second half, but in talking to him about the 1,000 reception, what it would mean to him, is obviously it means a great deal. Some of the idols he talked about growing up, of course, Jerry Rice, Tim Brown, John Taylor, Carl Pickens. He joins a select group.
New set of downs for Baltimore. Terrence West has nowhere to go. DeMarcus Lawrence gets him down low. Smith said, I never imagined that number. It was never even on my mind when I started playing football. Growing up, you just don't talk about 1,000 catches. NFL offenses have changed now, and that's a number that is attainable based on the way that teams throw the football in this day and age.
So many guys are catching 100 balls or more each season, but that doesn't take away from what Steve Smith has done in his 16-year career.
2nd and 10 for the Ravens. West with Juszczyk in the backfield. Play action. Flacco gets rid of it. High throw. Almost intercepted. J.J. Wilcox in the vicinity for Dallas. Upsetted himself. Tried to make a lunging pick.
Now DeMarcus Lawrence will come around the corner and he'll affect this pass. As you can see, it sails over everybody's head, but Flacco was hit when he let this one go.
Number 74 is reported as an eligible receiver. Number 7.
James Hurst is in as an extra offensive lineman. This is a 3rd and 10 now for Baltimore. First possession of the second half. Four down lineman. Flacco steps up in the pocket. Flacco throws to the outside. Knocked away. Wallace against Anthony Brown, and the Dallas defensive back rookie 6th-round draft pick wins the battle.
He had such a solid game last week against Antonio Brown of the Steelers. But watch his reaction here. Plants comes back, right hand on the ball, left hand not turning Wallace on the sideline. No, no, no.
Mutombo?
No.
Sam Cook punting. Cole Beasley fair catch called for. Wheels inside the 10. Fair catch at the 7-yard line. 46-yard punt. All tied up. Baltimore 10, Dallas 10. Cowboys rotting an 8-game winning streak. First time they've done that since 1977. They won the Super Bowl that year. Ravens have won 2 in a row. They had gone 42 days without a victory. An 0-4 stretch. First possession of the second half for Dallas. And it's Ezekiel Elliott. No running room for him. Picks up 2 yards on the play. Brandon Williams, who will be a free agent at the end of the season. And Williams, he gave credit to the Cowboys offensive line, but he said we cannot get caught up in the hype. Go out and play our style, and that's what the Ravens have done defensively.
And there's no question, a very cohesive unit on and off the field. Tremendous examples by Elodie Nada, Chris Canty. They gave Williams the blueprint on how to be an NFL pro.
2nd and 8. Williams the motion man for Dallas. Take it. Prescott steps up. Dump it off. And Ezekiel Elliott is wrapped up across the 15-yard line by Zachary Ord. Well, Elliott has not experienced a whole lot of losses in his life. John Burroughs High School, just outside St. Louis. His teams went 40-5. 3 years at Ohio State, the Buckeyes were 38-4. He gets to the NFL as a high draft pick. 8-1 record with the Cowboys in his first season.
10 losses, huh?
Yeah.
That did that a lot of times in 1 year.
Well, we have your breakdown year by year, Dan.
That'd be great.
3rd and 2 here for Dallas. 5 receivers set. Trying to convert. Prescott. He's got his man, Dez Bryant. It's a first down catch to the 25-yard line. It covers 9 yards, working against the rookie Tavon Young.
That's his 4th of the day. Watch the hands here. Reaching out and just snatching that ball. Brandon Williams here, the pass protection here, pretty good that time. And as Leary takes him to the ground.
Dez Bryant, his dad, MacArthur Hatton, passed away last Saturday. He played in the game against Pittsburgh, had 6 catches, 116 yards, and the 62nd touchdown of his career. Funeral was yesterday. And Bryant playing with a heavy heart. His teammates rallied around him. Hand off to Elliott. There's the hole. Ezekiel Elliott toppled as he crossed the 35. Ronald Leary with a block. 14 yards for Elliott.
Well, here's Ronald Leary here, and it's going to be the first good running play of the afternoon. A little bit of a high handoff from Dak Prescott, but no problem getting to the second level. That's dangerous handoff there. You see that ball hit the turf a lot of times. Good grab, though, by Elliott.
Elliott said he looks at defenses like a shield. Eventually, if you keep attacking it, you will break the shield. On first down, Prescott. Check it down to Elliott. Goes! Elliott out of bounds. He went over 5'9", Tavon Young.
A tremendous athletic move right there. 3 solid plays in a row now for Zeke Elliott. Spectacular one there.
We asked him which players did you watch growing up that stood out. He said Marshall Faulk and Brian Westbrook, 2 running backs that caught his eye. We followed up with why them. He said complete players, complete running backs. Run the ball, catch the ball, protect the quarterback when asked. 7 straight completions for Prescott. They work it to Elliott. Slammed down at midfield, but he's got a first down. C.J. Mosley in with Brandon Williams to bring down the talented rookie.
You always wonder how a team's going to come back from halftime. And you know this is a prideful group of Cowboy offensive linemen. I'm sure they didn't need a pep talk or anything. They probably just stared at each other and said, hey, what's going on now? Let's get back to who we really are.
Is that what offensive linemen do at halftime?
They are a very close group. They don't need a whole lot of coaching. Smart guys throughout the league.
At midfield, 7th play of the drive. Witten in motion. Fake it. Prescott looking deep downfield. Fires it. Adjustment. Broken up. And a flag down. Terrence Williams with Tavon Young.
Well, Prescott is a little bit late with this throw, or it would have been a touchdown, because Terrence Williams was 5 yards behind Tavon Young. Young trying to catch up. Is going to get called for PI.
Pass interference, defense, number 36. Automatic first down, spot of the foul.
You can see how Williams had to wait for the ball. There's the shove right there before the ball gets in. Turns out to be a 33-yard penalty. But if the ball is delivered on time, that's a walk-in touchdown for Terrence Williams.
Ravens playing without Jimmy Smith, out with a back injury, their number 1 corner who has played at a Pro Bowl level this season. That's 8 penalties, costing the Ravens 96 yards in the red zone. Dallas looking to break the tie. 2 tight ends in this formation. Low snap. Prescott recovers. Prescott has time. Throws it. End zone. Incomplete. Escobar, the intended target.
Escobar, who goes 6'6", and this is what Prescott was thinking. I'm going to put it up high to him. Great job of adjusting to that poor snap by Frederick. But look at that pass protection. No one near Prescott. Just didn't get it up high enough. Right with his right hand in between the hands of Escobar, just enough to knock it away.
2nd and 10 for Dallas. 4 receiver set. Hand it off. Elliott weaves through traffic and runs into a wall at the 11-yard line. That's where he stopped after the 6-yard gain. Zadarius Smith there defensively for Baltimore.
Yeah, pretty good play by the safety too. Eric Weddle coming in here. It looked like Elliott had something as his eyes took him back to the right side, but watch Weddle. Just got enough of his feet to get help from his teammates there in Jernigan.
3rd and 4 for the Cowboys. Beasley goes in motion. Prescott tosses it in stride. Jason Witten has got a first down inside the 5. Chopped down by Lardarius Webb on the play. 7 yards. Prescott to the future Hall of Famer Witten.
Well, the pass blocking gave him the time to get away from Lardarius Webb. Weddle coming in there with Webb to keep Witten out of the end zone.
1st and goal for Dallas. Prescott up in the air. It's caught. Dez Bryant secures it for the touchdown. He beat Sharice Wright on the play.
Nothing fancy.
It's a post-up.
It absolutely is, and the ball placement absolutely where the receiver wants it. He backs down Sharice Wright and makes the catch.
10 plays, 92 yards in 5 minutes and 49 seconds for the Cowboys, who take the lead. Bryant, his 4th touchdown reception of the season. He does it in back-to-back weeks. Dan Bailey, the extra point. Cowboys 17. The Ravens 10. Elliott helping to lift Dallas to the lead in the third quarter. Ezekiel Elliott's got the game face on, and the Cowboys are trying to win their 9th in a row.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Voya Financial, changing the way you think of retirement. And by Honda. Hurry in for great deals during Happy Honda Days.
Jerry Jones, owner, president, GM of the Cowboys. He bought the team back in 1989. We saw him pull in to the stadium earlier. Dan nearly hit you with his car, didn't he?
Well, he had his shades on, and it was dark in there, and I kind of was hoping he would hit me.
Why?
Well, I might be able to split the stadium with him.
Take one for the team.
My team.
Dallas 17, Baltimore 10 in the third quarter. Ravens go empty here on a 1st and 10 at the 25. Now down 7 on the scoreboard. 7:31 to go in the third quarter in Dallas. Out of the gun, Flacco throws. Timing was there for Smith, and they pick up 5 yards. He's hit immediately on the play by Skandrick. Tuesday on CBS. He's not a lawyer, but he knows how to win the case. Michael Weatherly stars in TV's #1 news show, Bull. New episode Tuesday after NCIS. So a different situation for the Ravens now playing from behind. Flacco is 12 of 19, 140 yards. West with 42 yards on the ground and a touchdown. Flacco steps up. Flacco gets out of trouble. Flacco will run it for the first down. Jack Crawford on the chase down. He turns it into a 6-yard gain.
It's hard for Joe Flacco to look fast, but he has a long stride, and he makes a lot of yardage in a hurry there that time, and safely out of bounds, which is really the key.
He's listed at 6'6". You think he might be taller?
I think he might be at least 6'8". I mean, I know I'm shrinking. I had to look way up to him yesterday.
Did you work at a carnival or something? What makes you qualified?
I can guess your weight.
Oh, that's true.
It's light.
Kevin Dixon on a zigzag move. Dixon lowers the helmet and actually hits his teammate on the play. And a flag down as Dixon got wrestled along the sideline.
I think they're going to get Jeremy Zutov for a late hit. He's getting a talking to.
There's a 9-yard gain. If it's 15, it'll be 24 yards total.
This is the third penalty of the game against Zutov.
Or they might get penalties on both teams here. And that's what the discussion is centering on along that Dallas sideline.
And there are 2 flags
After the play, personal foul, offense number 53. The down will count, second down, 15 yards.
It's all Zutov. So Perriman gets hit by the helmet as Dixon, and then there's the smack with Wilcox from Zutov. Well, he crushed him.
And good restraint by Wilcox to not go back after him. He got drilled, hit the turf, bounced up, had a few things to say, but did not draw a penalty. So this will go backing up the Ravens.
We'll hit the 6-minute mark of this third quarter. Dallas 17, Baltimore 10. 2nd and 16 from the 30. Flacco delivers to Mike Wallace. Yards after the catch. Wallace works that sideline, and he's out of bounds. What a pickup Mike Wallace has turned out to be. Stiff arm on Skandrick.
Yeah, and this is what Flacco told us yesterday. These little crossing routes and the ability to just run away from people. How about the stiff arm there and an extra 5 yards of tiptoeing down the sidelines?
Marty Morningweg is calling the plays. He was coaching the quarterbacks prior to being named to the position, so Flacco and Morningwood already had a good relationship. Now they're finding their rhythm, and Morningwood pushing the buttons. And this is a 3rd and 5 for Baltimore. From the gun, Flacco, soft toss, drilled after the catch. Mike Wallace is short of the first down. J.J. Wilcox dishing out the punishment for Dallas.
Well, they were fooled on the previous play on the crossing route, but the zone coverage this time, Wilcox reacts very quickly. And he's going to send Wallace back toward his own end zone.
Wilcox was a wide receiver running back in college at Georgia Southern until he was switched to safety his senior year. Good move. He throws his body around.
He's a big hitter, had a bunch of big hits last weekend.
Sam Cook will punt it. Lucky Whitehead at the 19 for Dallas. And overhead, backpedaling. Whitehead has room from the 9. The cut. And the takedown. A lot of purple jerseys down the field. 48-yard punt, 1-yard return. McClellan leading the charge on special teams, pushing and shoving after the play in the 3rd.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Outback Steakhouse, Bloomin' Great, and by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Aerial coverage of today's game provided by the fine folks at DirecTV. Cowboys have the football and a 7-point lead with 4:24 to go in the 3rd. Extra offensive lineman is Joe Looney for Dallas. Fullback is Keith Smith in front of Elliott. Handoff, Ezekiel Elliott lunges towards the 20. Frederick and Martin up front for 6 yards.
Well, it's been a good afternoon for Des Bryant. 5 catches and a touchdown. He was big at the end of the first half when the Cowboys needed him most. And he was big at the start of the second half. That 4-yard post-up touchdown gives the Cowboys their 17-10 lead.
5 catches, 67 yards, and the touchdown, 8 targets for the Pro Bowler Des Bryant. Give it to Elliott again. Stutter step move, squeezes through for the first down.
Now you're starting to see the offensive line really starting to dominate. And a couple of good blocks right at the point of attack right here. And Elliott with the power and the vision to see the hole and then to squeeze through it here. Just kind of turns his hips a little bit and dives forward before Weddle can jump on his back.
We asked him whether he expects Terrell Suggs to talk a lot in this game. He said, if you want to waste your energy talking trash, be our guest. We find that most guys haven't done much talking at the end of the game. Caught by Jason Witten. And Witten brought down by his jersey. Zachary Ord grabbed a hold of it, so Witten couldn't break away. Eric Weddle put the pressure on Dak Prescott. 6-yard pickup for Witten.
Well, he's caught 1,067 passes in his career because of those great hands. Bobbled it just a little bit, but kept his eye on the ball and made the catch.
10-time Pro Bowler. Had 110 catches in 2012. NFL record for a tight end. 2:27 to go in the 3rd. Elliott ripped down on the play by C.J. Mosley.
And you see Mosley after the tackle, he gets up and imitates Zeke Elliott by saying, feed me more. Look at him shoot the gap. Bring down the rookie in the backfield. Yeah, feed me.
Got some help from Judon. Mosley, an explosive hitter for this Baltimore defense. Number 1 in team defense, 281.6 yards allowed per game. Number 3 in scoring defense, under 18 points per game. Dallas with a 17-10 lead. 3rd and 5 for the Cowboys. Prescott from the gun. Puts a pass underneath, asking Elliott to create after the catch. He will. Elliott turns it upfield. Drives forward towards midfield and a first down. 17 yards on the dump off.
Now he's just going to sneak out of the backfield, and then it's after the catch that he becomes special. He just seems to glide, makes a sharp cut, and now he's realizing he's got to get down the field and finishes off the run by attacking the tackler.
The number 4 overall pick will get a breather with a minute to play in the third. Lance Dunbar is in. New set of downs for the Cowboys, just shy of midfield. Dunbar gets the call. Works his way into Baltimore territory for a gain of 3, brought down by Brandon Williams of the Ravens. Dallas about to crack 300 total yards of offense. They're the only team in the NFL with 100+ rushing yards in every game this season. They're at 87 on the ground. On second down for the Cowboys. 19 seconds to play in the third. Alfred Morris is in. Play action. Prescott checks it down. Jason Witten with a catch and the first down inside the Baltimore 40. Zachary Orr will get credit for the tackle. 11 yards on the pass and the end of the third quarter in Dallas. The Cowboys up on the Ravens 17-10. We'll come back after this message and a word from your local station. This is the NFL on CBS. The third annual Art Rooney Sportsmanship Award honors players who exemplify outstanding sportsmanship on the field. Each team nominates one player for the award, and in December, Panel of Legends will select 8 finalists. The winner will be decided by a vote of current players and announced at the NFL Honors Award Show February 4th. Nominees from today's game: Marshall Yanda of the Ravens and Brandon Carr of the Cowboys. First play of the fourth quarter. 1st and 10 for Dallas. Elliott hit down low by Zachary Orr. Undrafted free agent, another in a long line for the Baltimore Ravens that have been successful limiting Elliott to a 2-yard pickup.
Orr did a nice job of sidestepping Travis Frederick, the Cowboys center, and making that tackle, but this gives the Ravens some positive to start this drive. Right now, that offensive line's been doing a good job of controlling them here in the second half.
Orr's dad, Terry, played in the NFL for 8 years. Tight ends, 2 Super Bowls with Washington. Orr goes to the sideline, replaced by Patrick Owasso. Prescott throws it to Jason Witten. They keep feeding him the football.
Yeah, this line is doing it both on the run and with the pass protection. 4-man rush for the Ravens. But when you can step into your throw, have a clear throwing lane, and then throw to a target like Witten, make a lot of yards.
Prescott has another multiple touchdown game to his credit. That's 5 in a row, tying the rookie record with Marino and Russell Wilson. New set of downs for Dallas inside the Baltimore 30. Elliott slammed down in the backfield by Suggs. Second and long for the Cowboys.
Another special type of play for Suggs as he gets inside of Escobar. We saw Witten on the sideline, so Escobar comes in and whiffs on the most dangerous player on the Ravens.
Shotgun here for Prescott. 2nd and 11, just underway in the fourth quarter. The Cowboys lead by 7. Prescott throws it, finds a soft spot, and it's caught by Escobar. So they work in the other tight end, and it's a 14-yard hookup for Dallas.
Now, he is an outstanding receiver, and again, it's a very simple route with no one around him. A bust in the coverage that time for the Ravens. Coming over late to Zarius Smith there.
Witten is still on the sideline for Dallas. Escobar seeing more reps because of the injury to Jeff Swain. Escobar in his 4th year out of San Diego State, a 2nd-round pick at 13. A cut by Elliott. And he's buried inside the 15 by Guy. NFL Today update. JB, Tony Gonzalez.
Cleveland
Cleveland, you're going to see Josh McCown. Remember, Cody Kessler got knocked out of this game. He delivers a strike to Gary Barnes for the 14-yard touchdown. The extra point was no good, making that the 9th extra point missed around the NFL today. Pittsburgh is up 17-9.
Iron, is it in a foot powder? What in the world? Iron Eagle.
I will do a long-form analysis of that, JB, for next week.
Can't wait.
2nd and 8 here for Dallas. Witten back in. Prescott throws it. Caught. Des Bryant. Touchdown! After the catch, Bryant takes it in. Tavon Young was holding on for dear life.
Yeah, it was man-to-man coverage because of the blitz called by Dean Pease, defensive coordinator for the Ravens. But you're not going to stop Des Bryant when you give him a 10-yard cushion, as Young does on this play. Catches it at the 4 and isn't down until 6 yards later, 2 yards deep in the end zone. 3rd touchdown pass from Dak Prescott. 2nd one to Bryant.
13 plays, 88 yards. Dallas marches down the field. An extra point away from a 14-point advantage. Prescott, 17 touchdown passes in his rookie season, only 2 interceptions. Bailey tacks it on. Prescott putting up big numbers, 259 yards, 3 touchdowns. Bryant, his 2nd of the day, 6 catches for 80 yards. The Cowboys flipping the script in the second half. 7-minute, 54-second drive for Dallas, capped off on a Prescott to Bryant touchdown.
This is what the Cowboys do. They wear you down in the second half. They've had the ball for 14 minutes to 5 minutes for the Ravens.
Bailey kicks it off. Hester backpedals, and it will be a touchback. Baltimore at the 25-yard line, now down 14 on the road in Dallas.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Head & Shoulders. Shoulders were made for greatness, not dandruff. Garmin Fitness. Let's beat yesterday. And by K Jewelers. For 100 years, every kiss begins with K.
Best record in the NFL, the Dallas Cowboys. Big reason why. Time of possession, controlling the football. And they built a 14-point cushion here in the 4th quarter. Flacco at play action, and he's offline. Terrence West, the intended receiver.
I'm not sure what happened on this pass because West was wide open and there wasn't any pressure immediately in Flacco's face. He threw a one-hopper to him.
Flacco this season, 9 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Flacco now in his 9th year in the NFL. He's been a starter from day 1 when he came into the league in 2008. From the gun. Flacco zings it in there to Smith. And a first down across the 45. He lost the ball at the end. Play was already whistle dead as Anthony Brown and Byron Jones combined on the hit against the veteran.
And there's never been a question about the arm strength. He just let loose with that one. Steve Smith with the catch for the first down.
Ravens playing from behind. And Flacco has thrown it 23 times today. Again out of the gun. Flacco fires it. Leaning is Aiken for the grab. So bang bang, the Ravens on 2 plays move it down the field quickly. That one covers 17 yards. With NFL Mobile, stream live local Sunday afternoon primetime games at NFL Red Zone right on your mobile device. Learn more at NFL.com/mobile.
That's a good move to go right to the line of scrimmage by Flacco and the Ravens. Got the Cowboys a little bit on their heels now. Flacco's getting pass protection.
Flacco, that ball deflected. He was trying to hit Pitta in a matchup with veteran linebacker Justin Durant. It'll be 2nd and 10. Durant stepping in for Anthony Hitchens, who ran off hurt after the previous play.
It looked like David Irving might have gotten a hand on this one. Yeah, just that right thumb was enough.
10:09 to play in the fourth. 2nd and 10 for Baltimore. Dallas leads it 24-10. Flacco steps up in trouble. Toss down. Jack Crawford. Crawford came busting through. A loss of 2 on the play.
Dennis Pitta has the job here of pass blocking, and he does not do a very good job. Nice move right around him by Crawford. Pick up the sack.
Now it's 3rd and 12. Flacco. Flag down, and Flacco demolished back at the 49.
Yeah, he got hit in the face, and so this will be a penalty against the Cowboys.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 98, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Against Tyrone Crawford, right there. Ooh,
that's a Three Stooges move there.
He got it.
Boy.
Like Shemp when he takes the brunt of it.
He's underrated too.
Shemp?
Some people think so.
9:26 to go in the fourth. And that gives Baltimore a first down at the 22. Flacco operating out of the gun. Pump throw. Catch and a curl by Smith. Steve Smith. Hit on the side. Smith, the competitiveness. Justin Durant on the chase down. That's 17 yards on the catch and run.
Clear throwing lane for Flacco. Right in here, this is where Smith is going to come, and that's where the ball is delivered. And then watch the acceleration by Smith, taking it all the way to the 5-yard line. Still got the wheels.
From the 5. Baltimore down 14, 8:35 to go in the fourth in Arlington, Texas. Flacco out of the pocket. Flacco lofts it. Incomplete. Aiken looking for a flag. Isn't going to get one. Pitta and Aiken were in the same area.
So many times there's a lot of contact in the red zone and in the end zone. This is illegal contact. 2 yards deep in the end zone, and then the hold by Carr, and he gets away with both. Ball was on the 5-yard line. You can't touch a receiver beyond 5 yards.
2nd and goal for Baltimore. Motion man is Pitta. Flacco, a cannon to Smith. Touchdown, Ravens. Joe Flacco fires it in there to his go-to guy, Steve Smith Sr. And Baltimore is very much in business, an extra point away from being down 7.
And Smith absorbs a big hit by Wilcox here and hangs on. Another fine throw by Flacco as he was red hot on that drive, getting time to throw. And then his veteran, 16 years, Steve Smith, with his third touchdown of the season.
Flacco now 18 of 28, 215 yards and a touchdown. There was a key penalty on 3rd down. Tucker knocks it through. It's 24-17 with 8:16 to go in the fourth. Cowboys have their hands full. Question now, can Baltimore stop Dallas? Steve Smith, 5-yard touchdown reception. He was queasy after making that catch. They have dealt with that. We do not have to show you the video, just trust us.
Queasy really kind of sums it up.
Yeah. Flacco on the drive was 4 of 7, 62 yards. And the touchdown. The Ravens within 7 with 8:16 to play. Tucker kicks it off. This is returnable for Whitehead, but it's Dunbar in front of him. Dunbar gets hemmed in, brought down at the 10-yard line by Owasso. And a flag thrown back at the 42 on Baltimore's end of the field.
That was a great kickoff, too, by Tucker. But were the Ravens
Offside.
offsides?
Number 91, kicking team, 5-yard penalty, will re-kick.
They were. Judon. Dallas would have had the football at the 10-yard line. Baltimore has to re-kick.
But that hasn't been a problem for Dallas in the second half. In the last two drives, they started on the 8-yard line. They went 10 plays for a touchdown. Their last drive started on the 12-yard line. Took them 13 plays before Des Bryant got in the end zone. So that offensive line dominating. We'll see if the Ravens can answer now and build on the momentum that Joe Flacco and the offense may have given them with that touchdown drive of theirs.
You look at the numbers on offense for Dallas. This is a team that runs the football more than any other team in the NFL. They've called running plays 51% of the time. Today, 34 passing plays, 21 running plays. They couldn't establish the run in the first half. Prescott has caught fire in the second half. Ezekiel Elliott has been held to 67 yards on the ground.
But we're going to get a heavy dose of him, though. That and then the play-action passing game that's been so good for the Cowboys all year long.
We asked Jason Garrett, how did they discover Dak Prescott? He said they coached the Senior Bowl, him and his staff. Dak was on the other team, but they met with him. The Mississippi State coaches raved about him. Wade Wilson, one of the coaches for Dallas, worked him out, and they saw something in him. Now look, it's been pretty well documented. They were interested in other guys. Paxton Lynch was a player they coveted, didn't get him. There were rumors of Josh McCown coming over in a deal. It didn't happen. Prescott selected in the 4th round, and bingo. Prescott has stood out, and he has handled all the pressure that comes with being a rookie quarterback. His team up 7. Week 11 continues later today on CBS. For some of you on Fox, tonight Sunday Night Football, NBC, and tune in tomorrow, Monday Night Football on ESPN. First down for Dallas. They lead 24-17, just over 8 minutes to play. Elliott, single setback. Ezekiel Elliott gets to the outside, leans forward for 4 on the play. .71 yards on the ground for Elliott. Dak Prescott, 259 yards, 3 touchdowns. Flacco is 18 of 28, 215 yards, and a touchdown. Each QB has been sacked once.
And Flacco on that last drive was 4 of 7 and got the touchdown to Steve Smith.
Medical staff is chatting with Steve Smith Sr.
And he took that big hit from Wilcox when he made the catch.
2nd and 6 for the Cowboys. Elliott again. And runs into a crowd. Terrell Suggs among those there for Baltimore. And it brings up 3rd down for Dallas.
A dangerous handoff again. And again for Prescott, handing it too high, right under the chin of Elliott. And see how he struggles to haul it in. That brings up a huge 3rd down for both teams.
Lance Dunbar is now in for Dallas. This is a 3rd and 5 for the Cowboys. We are under 7 minutes to play in a 1-score game. Prescott from the gun. The rookie from Mississippi State. Deep drop. Tosses it. Cole Beasley stops. Extra yards for Beasley and a 1st down for Dallas. He worked his way around Gerard Powers for 17 yards.
Beasley is one of those slot receivers that has the ability to pivot out of the move. He gets away from Powers there. And then after the catch, gets rid of Powers again.
Beasley was a high school quarterback in Little Elm, Texas. We hit 6 minutes to go in the fourth, just across the 45-yard line. Elliott. He's brought down by Michael Pierce, who has turned out to be an impact player for Baltimore out of Sanford. And not much of anything there for Ezekiel Elliott.
We talk about the offensive line and how dominant they've been here in the second half. Well, Prescott has really benefited from it. Obviously, he's hit 16 of his last 17 and has yet to be knocked down. He was knocked down a lot in the first half.
We'll call it 2nd and 8 here for the Cowboys. From the gun, Prescott throws it for a first down. Bryce Butler, the former Oakland Raider, acquired in a trade. Injured Raven on the play. Tavon Young, remember they're already playing without Jimmy Smith.
Well, Young's got the coverage here on Butler. And as he and Mosley make the tackle, you see Young go backwards.
Now Butler's a big guy, 6'3", 220. Young is not.
And you add Mosley's 240 to it. And this is the result.
Young plays bigger than he is at 5'9", 177 out of Oxon Hill, Maryland. And he will limp off.
One of the impressive things that Elliott, actually that Prescott's done in this ball game, Ian, is delivered the ball to 8 different receivers.
Well, Dak Prescott was a running back until the 6th grade, and then that's when he was switched to quarterback. His brother Jace, who's 6'3", 300 pounds, taught him how to throw.
Really?
Yeah. And the basic premise was that the coach's son on that team was playing quarterback, but the coach, his job forced him to move away, and that opened up the spot.
Opportunity.
Yes.
Same thing this year. And taking advantage of both.
Chris Lewis Harris is in, the former Bengal for Baltimore. They have to go deeper on that depth chart because of the injuries. 4.5 to play. New set of downs. Elliott just has not had the running room he's grown accustomed to in previous weeks. NFL Today update, JB, Tony G.
Pittsburgh's O helping the D.
Yeah, watch the defense here. They're going to get after Josh McCown. Ryan Shazier's going to come through and get the strip sack, and the big fella, Javon Hargrove, is going to fall on it. 24-9. Pittsburgh is up.
Back to Ian.
Now the Browns trying to avoid the offer on the season. Looks like they're on their way to an 0-11 start. Pittsburgh with a chance to move to 5-5. A Ravens loss would move them to 5-5. They did beat the Steelers head-to-head. Prescott on time to Cole Beasley. Prescott with a strike against Gerard Powers for 17 yards.
And what the strike does, it actually propels Beasley down the field. This is called perfectly leading your receiver, but you can see right in stride and right in his line of sight.
Last week, Prescott had his first career 300-yard game. He's backed it up with another 301 yards, 3 touchdowns for Dak Prescott.
And 7 of the 8 receivers he's thrown the ball to have multiple catches today.
From the 25. And Dallas also using clock here. We're down to 3 minutes to play. Elliott twirled down. Ezekiel Elliott. Albert McClellan lost his helmet. C.J. Mosley will get credit for the tackle. It's a 2-yard pickup.
Now you can see how Elliott, aware of protecting the ball, has fumbled just 3 times this season and lost just 1 of those 3.
And Dan, time of possession now well in favor of Dallas. They are closing in on 35 minutes. Compare that to Baltimore's 22-31. And the clock continues to tick away here. On a 2nd and 8 for the Cowboys. Line of scrimmage is the 23 of Baltimore. Running play to Elliott. Elliott, the zigzag move. Elliott to the outside. Out of bounds. Blocks from Frederick, Martin, and Keith Smith, the fullback. Everybody getting involved for Dallas.
Well, the move here is what sets it up. He dips inside here, then bounces to the outside, and that allows him to get down the sidelines. But by dipping inside, he kind of froze the defense, and a little bit upset about stepping out of bounds.
Yep. And he knew it right away. Stops the clock with 2:12 to go.
And you can be sure that Jason Witten said, "Hey, rookie, stay in bounds, will you?"
In that tone, would you say?
Probably a little harsher.
They have cracked 100 yards on the day against the #1 rushing defense in the NFL. Play clock was winding down. And a timeout called. With 2:12 to play, Dallas up by 7 on Baltimore.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Progressive, handing off big savings to you. And by Subway. Try the classic Reuben, stacked with corned beef, limited time only.
Bird in the Beard making some sandwiches here at AT&T Stadium. Right now, Dallas is looking to lock this one down. On a 1st and 10, stutter step move by Elliott. Brought down as Eric Weddle was attempting to strip the ball away. And a timeout called with 2:06 remaining. Baltimore down to 1 timeout left. Tomorrow, an all-new Late Show. Stephen's got the star of TV's #1 news show, Bowls Michael Weatherly. An all-new Colbert, that's tomorrow on CBS. So 2nd down for the Cowboys. Ball is inside the 10. Ravens are down to 1 timeout. They also have the 2-minute warning. Dallas has got a 7-point lead. Tony Romo communicating with Dak Prescott as he will join his teammates in the huddle. Romo, the backup quarterback, he is back from the fractured vertebrae that he suffered on August the 25th. Motion man is Smith. Elliott gets the call, puts the helmet down, and gets driven backwards on the play. We hit the 2-minute warning as Suggs and Orr collaborate on the hit. 2 minutes to play. Dallas nursing a 7-point lead. Final 2 minutes here in Dallas. The Cowboys trying to move to an NFL best 9-1 on the season. They lead Baltimore 24-17. They have gone over 400 yards for the 8th consecutive game. This is a 3rd and 7 for the Cowboys. Handed off. Elliott up the middle. Elliott. Cowboys feel they have the 1st down. Ezekiel Elliott. The legs continued to churn.
He got right in behind the double team of Leary and Frederick. They may have to bring out the chains to see how close this is.
Baltimore has used its final timeout with 1:53.
Looks like it's going to be about a foot short, according to John Perry.
You have to kick the field goal. You can't take any chances.
And here they come, especially with this kicker.
If he got it, it was an added bonus.
Really sets up the block nicely and then lowers his head and powers through the tackle of Zachary Orr.
So here's Dan Bailey with a chip shot to make this a 2-possession game. Made a 30-yarder earlier. We have 1:54 left on the clock. Dallas Cowboys are averaging 11.5 more points per game this season than they scored last year. That's the biggest improvement in the league. This would give them 27, just below their season average.
And Bailey, who's 18 of 20 this season.
Cowboys also lead the league in scoring differential. Came in at +88. It's a 21-yard attempt. Dan Bailey gives the Cowboys a 10-point lead with 1:50 on the clock. Baltimore has no timeouts remaining.
Well, another impressive drive led by Dak Prescott. 13 plays, 72 yards, 6.5 minutes almost off the clock. And that sets up the clincher by Bailey.
Prescott, 301 yards, 3 touchdowns today to lead Dallas. Good sign for Ezekiel Elliott on a day that wouldn't be considered his best. He still has 97 yards on the ground and another 30 on 4 catches. Steve Smith cracking 1,000 career receptions today, the 14th player to do it. Des Bryant has 2 touchdown catches. He's the high man for Dallas.
Now, the dominance of the Cowboys offense in the second half has just been wonderful to watch if you're a Cowboy fan. Obviously, last 3 drives, 10 plays, 13 plays, and another 13 plays. Prescott getting time to throw and putting in the hands, securing the field goal, giving it to Elliott.
It's a down year in the AFC North. Normally, they have at least 2 playoff teams coming out of that division. It doesn't appear that's going to be the case this season, with Baltimore and Pittsburgh battling it out for first place in the division. Kickoff from Bailey. Hester the returner. And hesitation from Hester. It'll come out to the 25-yard line. 1:50 to go, 4th quarter. Tight one at the break. Dallas has taken control in this second half. They've got a 27-17 lead on the Baltimore Ravens Cowboys interaction at 8-1. And a chance to sweep the AFC North with a victory today over Baltimore. The rookie combination, Prescott and Elliott. Prescott with 3 touchdowns. Elliott over 100 combined yards rushing and receiving. The pass to Steve Smith Sr. And he's hit just across the 30-yard line. Smith had something to say, some pushing, and a flag comes down with 1:40 to go. Ravens operating with no timeout. Sean Lee and Byron Jones were there defensively.
Well, Steve Smith is never going to go quietly.
After the play, personal foul, offense number 89. The second down, 15-yard penalty.
And that time it hurt his team.
There's a tackle by Lee and company.
Jones' leg at the end of the play swung through towards the head of Smith.
Totally by accident. And then Smith with a punch or a push down draws the flag.
So now a 2nd and 18 for Baltimore, down 2 scores. 1:40 on the clock. Flacco with pressure. Sends it over to Dennis Pitta. Brought down by Byron Jones of Dallas. 8 yards on the pass play. We're down to 1:27 and counting left in the 4th.
It's surprising that Mike Wallace is not in the lineup for the Ravens.
He is now. He's back on the field working out of the slot. Kenneth Dixon is the running back. Flacco steps up. Fires it to Pitta. Nice move by the tight end. Pitta takes a hit from Jeff Heath. Division II product from Saginaw Valley State. Pitta pops up, 18 yards and a first down for Baltimore. Under a minute to go now. Line of scrimmage is the 43 in Baltimore territory, down by 10. Flacco off the hands of Dixon, incomplete. Stops the clock with 45 seconds remaining.
Just off target by Flacco, not leading too much for Dixon to make the catch. Wasn't going to get a whole lot, but he might have been able to get out of bounds with that swing pass.
Matchup of division leaders here. Dallas leading it 27-17. Flacco fires it to Juszczyk. The fullback is hit from the side, and he's got a first down in Dallas territory. Byron Jones and Anthony Brown collaborate. Line of scrimmage is now the 44. We're down to 28 seconds to play. And Flacco spikes it with a flag down.
And I think they got Ronnie Stanley for moving early on the offensive line.
Penalties are really piling up here for Baltimore.
Ball start. Offense. Left guard. Wasn't set prior to the snap. Baltimore's out of timeouts. It's a 10-second runoff.
Now add
Please
insult
reset the game clock to 17 seconds.
to injury.
Game clock
10-second
will start
runoff.
and ready for play.
12 penalties, costing Baltimore 136 yards, and now just 17 seconds remain on the clock. Flacco from midfield. Flacco down to 9 seconds left. Floats it to Juszczyk. Adds his numbers as he gets out of bounds at the 41, but only 5 seconds remain.
That pass just doesn't make sense. You're down by 10. You got to put the ball in the end zone and hope for the Hail Mary catch. That's all you got left now, but even if you get it, the time will run out.
5 seconds left. Cowboys fans begin to celebrate. Cowboys set up deep. Flacco got that big arm. He uncorks one. End zone. And it's over. The Dallas Cowboys win their 9th in a row, the hottest team in the NFL, and they continue to roll. 27-17 the final. Dallas over Baltimore. 8th straight game with 400+ yards of offense. Longest streak in team history. Jason Garrett and John Harbaugh share a moment. The Ravens dropped to 5-5 on the season. Garrett's message of focus, it's working. Baltimore was the only team the Cowboys had never beaten, and now that is no longer true. Dallas gets the win. Coming up, second half of our NFL on CBS doubleheader. For Dan Fouts and Evan Washburn, I'm Ian Eagle. 27-17 the final score. Dallas wins it at home over Baltimore.